Identifying the right skills for effective English information gap activities. Hello, language enthusiasts. Today, we will be delving into a very important topic in English language learning: identifying the language skills to target and designing information gap activities. This is a crucial step in ensuring your activities are as beneficial and effective as possible. Before we dive into identifying the language skills, let's quickly recap what an information gap activity is. An information gap activity is a type of exercise where learners are missing the information they need to complete a task or solve a problem, so they must communicate with their peers to fill in the gaps. For example, if we're talking about a pair of students, student A has some information that student B doesn't have and vice versa. They must ask each other questions and share information to complete the activity. Now you might ask, why is it important to identify the language skills to target when designing these activities? The answer is simple: it gives focus and purpose to your activity. By identifying the language skills you want your students to practice or develop, you are guiding their learning in a specific direction. This results in a more effective learning experience, as students are not just randomly practicing English but are honing in on specific skills. In English language learning, we generally focus on 4 major skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. These can further be divided into 2 types: receptive skills, listening and reading, and productive skills, speaking and writing. When designing information gap activities, it's important to keep these 4 skills in mind and decide which ones you want your students to practice. The decision on which language skill to target will depend on your learning objectives, the level of your students, and the context of your lessons. For instance, if your objective is to improve your students' ability to understand spoken instructions, you might design an activity where they need to listen to a piece of information to fill in the gaps. Similarly, if you want your students to practice forming complete, coherent sentences, you might have them write the information they receive. In other words, the skills you choose to target should align with your overall teaching objectives. So there you have it, a brief introduction to identifying the language skills to target in designing English information gap activities. Remember, the goal is not just to practice English in a general sense, but to focus on specific skills that will bring your students closer to their language goals. Design with a purpose, and your students will learn with a purpose. Until next time, keep exploring the world of English language learning.